Hey everybody, it's episode 415 of the Brink of Sanity. I am Jay. With me is Mark and Bry. How you guys doing?
All right.
Excellent.
Doing all right as well. Brian's
Yeah.
here.
Uh,
Great.
are you still doing your show kneeling, Mark?
I'm kneeling right now. Yeah, I thought about taking a. I have a converter to make my work desk a standing desk. Just like it's like a platform you put on top of the desk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about bringing it down to the basement so I could stand during the show, but I decided just to kneel during the show instead. I highly recommend. Have you guys ever had it use a standing desk?
Yeah.
A couple people in my office do. I haven't.
I had one at my last job.
The converter thing is great because then you can obviously, if you want to go back and forth, you can.
Mhm.
But I have to say it's pretty. I think I might just go permanent whenever this injury actually heals. I might just still stick with standing most of the time.
What'd you do?
Are you asking just how dumb I am? I can tell you just how dumb I am.
If I was asking how dumb you were, I would say, Mark, how dumb are you? I would just.
Oh, I thought
I didn't know you hurt yourself.
they might as well be the same. Oh, you don't listen to the show.
I don't know.
There's no reason anyone would.
No.
So let's see, what did I do? I like to work out. Since COVID, I no longer go to a gym. And I work out at home. I don't really have. I have some stuff for working out, but I don't have a ton of stuff for working out. And I do a lot of push-ups and like pull-ups. To make push-ups and pull-ups harder or just more interesting, I decided to add weight. So at first, I put.
Yourself?
Yes. I was like, this will be harder if I eat more bonbons. That's a good, actually, yeah. I should have just added the weight to my stomach and everything would be fine.
Yeah.
Instead, I used to have like a weight set in my house growing up, and the stuff was in storage at my dad's house.
Okay.
So I brought some plates back to my house, and would put plates in a backpack, and put it on my back to do push-ups. First I was doing 25, then 50. I topped out around 80, and
So that's how dumb. So that's how dumb you are. Okay.
Oh wait. So that was like maybe January or just earlier. It was bothering me a little bit. Stopped doing it. I was like, this is a bad idea. And then like I had a little bit of pain, nothing too big, kind of went away. And then I was like, I'm not gonna do that exercise anymore. That's probably a dumb exercise. But you know what? I wonder if I can make pull-ups more challenging. So I started adding weight for pull-ups. I was doing 25. And I topped at around 40, and I think I only got a few pull-ups at 40 pounds, and also a major life-altering injury. uh, so it was all worth it because I was getting ready to compete in the Moron Olympics, and I'm now really ready for the Moron Olympics. So I have two herniated discs on my lower back, and the good thing about this is that the herniated discs are touching the sciatic nerve. I don't know if you. I've heard of the sciatic nerve, but I wasn't really aware of it until now.
It's a bad one. I know that.
Yeah.
It's not a good one.
No.
So the herniated disc touches the sciatic nerve, which basically makes it hurt you. And the sciatic nerve is nice because it runs all the way down your leg. So it's not really my lower back hurting me, it's just my leg.
Right.
And the way I was telling Jay about it last show is there are three basic positions in life. There is standing, there's sitting, and there's lying down.
Yeah.
Right. If you had to pick one position to be the only position that's comfortable for you, which one would you pick?
Laying down.
Ah, that'd be pretty good, right? Because at least you could lay down.
Because that's probably what hurts the most, right?
Sitting actually hurts the most.
Oh, okay. So wait, you just hurt it just doing pull-ups, or did you like pull the bar down and like land on your back or anything?
No, just doing. I mean, I guess I had I would have the.
I was hoping like you did it and like the whole thing fell down on you.
No, nothing. Like when I was doing it, nothing happened while I was doing it to indicate. I'm just guessing this was the reason. Like nothing happened during the exercise, but like I did it, and the next day it started hurting, and then went to shit from there.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
I'm guessing that's a
particularly
good
happened
guess.
during it. What's up? What's up?
So that was probably a good guess.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, I can't think of anything else more dumber I did that day. So
Jay, what episode number is this?
415.
So this is like 414 and a half now since we're rehashing the last one.
Yeah, let's move on and not
But
review.
I'll add a tiny bit more to it.
It's my fault for not listening.
No, it's fine. Anyway,
It's
we're gonna
Mark's
rehash,
fault for
like,
telling the entire goddamn story instead of making a
want to
30-second
know.
version of it.
Hey, you should have just played the clip from last week.
Seriously.
I want to add that when you have this, so my injury basically walking is okay. Standing and walking are fine. Sitting and laying down. And when you wake up in the morning, especially when you haven't been on your foot for a little while, like I wake up in the morning. First of all, I can't fucking sleep. Brian, how do you exist without sleep?
Barely. Who says I'm existing?
So no matter what time I go to bed, like 11 o'clock, I wake up on a good day around 1:30. And then my leg hurts too much to go back to sleep. So I get up, I have to walk around to like, if you loosen it up, you can get back to sleep. And then I've been like go downstairs, get some food to eat, go back upstairs. So I'm eating in the middle of the night also, which is just great. My body's like needs the calories in the middle of the night now. But then I get this back to sleep around 3:30, sleep till like 4:35, and then I'm up for the day. So a good 3 or 4 hours of sleep for the last month and a half. It's amazing. I don't know how Brian's been existing on this like the last 20 years. But anyway, as part of this, I find everyone wants to give you advice, which is fine. People care. They want to they're like, oh, have you tried seeing a doctor? No, I didn't think of that. Have you tried this or? So I was just having my sister. I love her. She's just like, I'm just texting with her. She's like, hey, have you tried seeing a chiropractor? I was like, no, they're not real doctors. She's like, well, there's some of them are good doctors. I'm like, no, it's a fraudulent industry. She's like, no, like they can really, why don't you see what a chiropractor? I'm like, stop texting me about chiropractors. They're fake doctors. Please leave me alone. I'd rather see a goddamn witch doctor.
Mark, have you tried just not being in pain?
Exactly. I was like, that's like saying maybe you should just have to go to a good psychic.
Just choose not to be in pain. That's all.
Well, that's like the sage advice my dad gave me when I first started getting anxiety. He was like, why don't you just calm down?
Yeah.
I have to say I mean, like, you would never say to someone like I have a back injury. You would never actually say what Brian said, like, why don't you try not being in pain? But when you have like something mental, like just like a psychological, like a anxiety, everyone probably says to you, why don't you just not worry?
Yeah.
Just be happy.
Have you tried? I know you're depressed. Have you tried not being depressed?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
And he said it so like, I don't get it. Like, just calm down. Like, what's the problem?
It could be like an Onion headline. Man cures 100 million depressed people by telling them to try not being depressed.
Yeah. Man,
just smile.
Man joins suicide hotline, saves literally everybody by telling them all to cheer up.
What's that? It takes more muscles to frown than smile, or whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
Like, life's actually worth living. Oh, I'll put the gun down. Good idea. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Excellent advice. I always do for now. Like anytime anything goes wrong with me or my sister, we have a joke like that. She'll be like, oh, I twisted my ankle. I'm like, have you tried not twisting your ankle?
Yeah, twist it the other way.
Right.
Would you try not having this heart attack? We have one question just related to my back, so we can move on. I'll just use the question, and then we'll. Okay. Talking Cod Swallow podcast writes, how many plates does it take to break someone? Well, now we know. And sciatica really does suck. You have all my sympathy. That said, the way it was brought on, not so much. That still makes me laugh. It should make you laugh. I wish I could just say I got a herniated disc tying my shoes. At least that'd be like people would laugh. Like this is like dumber than that.
Mark, have you tried doing pull-ups like a normal human being?
Hey, Mark, have you realized that doing pull-ups with weight or pull-ups in general don't fucking matter?
If you would have just gotten fatter, you wouldn't have had to deal with this.
Mark, did the extra pull-ups get you a raise at work? Anyway,
Mark, did the extra pull-ups get Jay any more bids on his Kickstarter?
Jay, if you do some extra push-ups with weight on it, you'll finally break through that.
Mark, you should have did the pull-ups with Jay's cards.
I mean, that could be a tier. Like, for $40, you get the game plus a video of Mark throwing his back out doing pull-ups.
And then also just to add,
you should put in every 20th card, just be like, just don't be sad.
By the way, there's nothing that Jay hates. It's things I do. There's nothing that Jay hates. Jay, of all the things you hate about me, or not that you hate them so much about, the one thing that you dislike the most is my newfound interest in pickleball. So I want to add that I was starting to feel a little better, and then last week, or maybe a week and a half ago, I went to try playing pickleball. Woke up the next day just in severe pain. So pickleball plus weighted pull-ups are my downfall in life.
Mark, don't you work at home?
Yeah.
So you should try to file a workers' comp claim. Be like, I got hurt working at home.
I was like,
I had anxiety and I was trying to calm down by doing some pull-ups.
Clearly part of my duties for my job involve weighted pull-ups. I don't see what you don't understand.
Mark takes a picture of his pull-up bar and sends it to the lawyer. And they see in the background the stack of weights and a cup falling out of a backpack.
Yes. Anyway, so based on my research and reading online, we can talk about sciatica for the next 2 years.
Yeah, let's not.
Or we can talk about baseball.
Yes.
How
Jay,
about...
if we had to do a series of what topics you hate the most?
Yeah.
Right now, just
Top
like
five. Here we go.
Would you rather? Would you rather we talk about next episode sciatica or the Mets doubleheader against the Braves coming up on Monday?
I mean, I guess I would go sciatica.
Jay, you should tell your friend that doesn't like Mark about this. How he hurt his back.
Jansen's like
the guy from the party. Yeah,
Jansen's like I was rooting for the
Mark.
Wings.
He hurt his back.
I'm gonna see him on Friday, so I'm gonna ask him about the snub.
You should like, hey Jansen, before we get together, could you listen to episode 412? Jay's like, hey Jansen, you want to come on the show? No, I don't.
Maybe I'll just play it like at the get together.
Hold on, I got a call.
Is that? Hang on. That's you were inviting me to get together on Friday. Is that the one Jansen was going to be at?
Yeah. I asked you before him, but it would have been
like,
funny.
Hey Mark, do you want to go to a get together? We're going to play like a board game night at in the city on Friday. Who else is going to be there, Jay? Not Jansen.
I didn't even think I forgot about that whole incident.
And now that Mark can't go because he's crippled, so
yeah.
I was like, Jay, I'm too crippled to do anything right now. I can't drive a car without pain right now. Let's move on with the show.
All right, I want to hear Bry's story.
What story?
Oh, let me just ask right before just to talking Cotswolds other question. How much of a joke does the UK look at? How much does the UK look like at the moment to Americans when our own prime minister says we have to save sausages, not we have to save hostages? He's a fucking moron.
Oh, I heard about that. It's too bad he didn't say snossages.
Snossages would have been something.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. I didn't realize that was a UK guy. I thought it was like George Bush or something.
No, it happened recently. He
yeah, it was a couple days ago.
Yeah, he was talking about saving hostages, and he said sausages instead. But
well,
the crowd cheered anyway.
Wouldn't it be great if you found out like it wasn't a mistake and like he was getting money from the sausage industry?
That would be amazing.
He's in a meeting ahead of time. He's like, you really think people are going to think it's just a goof if I say sausage instead of hostages? Just go with it. Everyone will think you're a moron, but we're going to pay you a lot of money.
And somebody asked him about the hostages. He's like, what are you talking about?
Hostages? What hostages?
Yeah. All right, Bri, your work story. You told us you have you had like a story.
Something horrible happened today at work. You told us.
So
we are excited to laugh about the person who died at work today.
No, it wasn't trash. It was just very embarrassing. And I've had, in case you can't tell, I had COVID a couple weeks ago, and I still have this lingering cough that had been going away. And in the past few days, it's coming back. And so I have like little coughing fits from time to time. And I was in my office today, and I had a little coughing fit. And you know, when you cough, you kind of lose control of the rest of your body. Well, I farted, and it was a bad one. It was so bad.
Did they evacuate the building?
Luckily, I was in my office, and I was just like,
Was anyone with you? Was anyone with you in the office?
No, but somebody was at the fax machine outside my office, and like I froze. I was just like, and somebody like, you okay? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, what do I do? Like, and I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? Like, I didn't just like panic set in. So I shut my door. I shut my door and picked up my cell phone and acted like I was on a personal call. And then I turned my fan on, and it just was getting worse. So
the smell was getting worse.
What?
The smell was getting worse.
What? Yeah, the smell's getting worse. So for like 15 minutes, I'm just sitting here on a fake call, like, will the fucking smell go away so that I could do this? So then I finally was like, I have something I need to do in like that time frame. So I had to like open my door and I like ran out, like ran across the office. And I was like, please nobody go in my office. I come back and the guy who hands out the paychecks was handing out the paychecks, and I'm standing outside. I was like, I'll take it right here. Yeah, no, fine. And I went back in my office. I'm like, it still smells. So I had to shut the door again for like 10 more minutes. And then luckily it was lunchtime, so everybody kind of scattered. And I opened my door and I was just like, I have no idea if anyone smelled it or what, but I was. And then like an hour later, it happened again.
I would like if the paycheck guy was like, what's this smell? And Bride just screams, clearly you dealt it.
I was mortified. I'm like, okay. I was like, I have no idea if this is like going through the whole building or just trapped in my office or what. I was mortified.
It wasn't a surprise fart though.
No.
Okay.
You didn't have
Pants
any surprise.
wise?
Yeah.
No. It was just my body was clenching from the coughing and let my guard down.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
Let me ask Jay this based on Bry's story.
It's horrible.
What is the most Bry? Would you say this is the most embarrassing fart you've ever made?
Probably not. No.
Okay, but Jay, what's the most embarrassing fart you ever made?
Well, maybe.
I had a surprise fart once.
No.
Yeah.
Was it the first or second date?
It was in the office at a job, and I just immediately had to get up and run home. Like, what else can you do?
Yeah, I guess like it's one thing to fart, another thing to be like, I can't be in public anymore.
Yeah.
Could you go through the rest of your day and just be like, I don't think anyone can smell this?
It didn't smell terrible, but I wasn't taking the chance of it like getting worse over time. So, yeah, I had to run home.
Actually, that happened to me when I was driving to work. Well, a couple of years ago. I was on my way and I farted. And I was like, that feels a little wet. Let me turn this car around. I had to turn around and go home. And I was sure enough, I was like, yeah, okay.
The moral of this story is never trust a fart.
Yeah.
I was in either 5th or 6th grade, and somehow we were doing sit-ups in a gym class.
Oh yeah.
And I made a like multi-decibel level fart. The entire room erupted in laughter.
Did that give
one of my better days at school?
Did that give you a nickname?
No, but people laughed about it.
When I was in 7th grade, I used to fart in my Spanish class like every day. It was right after lunch. It was like I didn't really care. Like I was letting them out. It was funny. And the teacher sent me to the nurse. And the nurse was like, what do you eat for lunch? Because this was like the first period after lunch. And I was like, I don't know. I have a sandwich. I have Doritos, you know. She's like, maybe you shouldn't eat Doritos for a while. And I was like, oh, you think that's giving me gas? And she's like, yeah, I think so.
Were they Wow chips?
No, they were just regular Doritos. I'll tell you the best fart I ever had.
By the way, if this episode's named anything to do with farting, this show has really gone downhill.
The best fart I ever had, this actually just came up a couple weeks ago when I was in Kansas City with my friend. We were probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, and my friend's parents and his grandmother took us to McDonald's. And you remember like old school McDonald's, those like really hard benches like you used to sit on,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So
are they now not hard benches?
well, I guess they're still the same, but yeah.
I think they're like plastic seats now. They used to be like a
these were
picnic
like
table.
super hard. Anyway, so
we're going to the McDonald's that has Barker loungers.
So we're sitting there eating, and my friend is drinking a milkshake, and I let out a fart, like intentionally, like just hold my arm, like here we go,
Yeah.
And it was so loud because of that hard bench,
Mhm.
like you could hear it. The whole restaurant heard it, and my friend started laughing, and he threw up all over the table.
Wow.
He was drinking his milkshake, and he just started laughing from it, and all of a sudden he threw all over.
Oh man. That's like out of like an SNL bit where they would like overdo it at the end.
We were talking about that last weekend when we were away, and yeah, no, that's my favorite fart of all time.
Yeah, I mean, if
'Cause it
you
was
can get
so-
somebody to throw up, that's pretty.
Because it was so
pretty-
loud, too.
I think Bry wins this round of who has the best fart story.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, Bry,
Yeah.
I have a way for you to win a lot of money.
Ooh.
$100,000.
Okay.
Are you
Do I have to-
interested?
Does it involve doing pull-ups with a backpack full of weights?
Okay, fine. We'll move on to the next idea.
Okay.
I mean, if you're
We'll have to do-
gonna pay somebody that much to do that, I'll throw my back out too.
Okay, so do you have a Ring doorbell or any Ring products?
No, but I mean, I have cameras. I don't have Ring. per
Does
se.
Ring have products other than the doorbell thing?
I think
They have like
that,
spotlight cameras, I think.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
like a toilet cam also.
Yeah, I have cameras, but I don't have any. I don't have Ring because we don't have a doorbell.
You know what the thing with Ring is like? You're like, hey, you know what would be great if I could pay a subscription for my doorbell.
Yeah.
So anyway, they have a contest going, a Halloween themed contest.
Okay.
It's Haunted or Flaunt It. From the real paranormal proof to family and friends in costume, Ring is looking for the country's greatest ghost sightings. Catch one on a Ring device for your chance to win $100,000.
Oh, all you have to do
Anyway.
is catch a ghost on your Ring.
Ghost dog.
Hmm.
You get ghost dog involved on Ring, you're going to be
Ghost dog.
$100,000 richer. All I'm saying is ghost dog and Bri finally. This is going to work out well for you, Bri.
Cash that in. I gotta get a
yeah.
Ring first. I don't have a Ring.
Would a ghost set off a Ring, or is it like the delivery guy shows up and there's a ghost in the background?
Is that like a tree? If a tree falls in the forest, kind of thing?
I don't think a ghost would set off the Ring.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the Ring is extra powerful, and it could.
Maybe we should sell extra strength rings that say they catch ghosts.
Because if the Ring
really
could
just
set
regular
off,
Ring.
if a ghost can set off the Ring, I feel like that Ghost Hunter show is out of business.
Yeah. A lot of that.
Would it be
shit.
like the Ring is like, well, if you pay for our Ring Plus plan, we'll do the paranormal also.
The plus is for ghosts. Normal
I
subscriptions
bet you
for
didn't
humans.
expect that. Yeah. So anyway, Bri, I expect in a few weeks you'll have $100,000, and
Right.
you'll owe Jay and I a round of drinks.
If
Okay,
Ring
I'll keep-
had a ghost add-on option, how many people do you think would actually subscribe? Because I think they would make a lot of money.
What do you mean a ghost add-on?
Like regular subscription is for humans, and you pay a premium, and the Ring will record ghosts. Like if they
everybody
just said
would.
it, if they just said that,
$4.99 for our regular plan and $9.99 for fraud.
right?
Yeah.
I bet they would make.
Ooh,
I
that
bet they would
fraud
make
one
tens of
sounds
thousands
pretty
of
good.
dollars.
Oh yeah.
So they will say, we believe this can detect ghosts.
Hmm.
And well, I feel like the problem is that like you're the people. Who the hell is going to pay for that, Jay?
I bet people would.
Do you know how? Are you aware of how stupid people are?
Yeah. Have you met
I
humans
mean-
before?
You notwithstanding, I mean, people. I mean, people are buying. Trump selling shoes, and people are buying them. People are buying. Well, again, Mark, sorry. People are buying Trump stock.
I mean, he's selling Bibles and like crypto, and people are like, sounds good. But
People are buying that someone actually shot at him. That's
right. Let's not go too far there.
But yeah, I think people would.
InfoWars is for sale, Jay. You gonna buy it?
Well, I
Is
think
InfoWars
it's
for sale.
I feel like it's the perfect add-on because if people
Auction for
complain,
the, Sandy Hook people.
if people complain that it didn't record a ghost, they could just say, "Well, you have no ghosts." We proved that you have no ghost because it didn't record anything.
Yeah.
Jay, why don't you throw out your game thing and just sell a ghost repellent?
It's not a repellent; it's a ghost recorder.
Right.
Who gives a
It's
shit,
regular
Jay?
case.
Whichever scam you want to go with, just like involving the word ghost.
Maybe I should get into the ghost business because the game business is getting off to a slow start.
You're like, hey, you put this outside on your door at night, and it repels ghosts from your house. And if you want to know why the Henderson family is all dead right now, they didn't use this product.
So you're wondering if people would buy that. I'm going to do a shameless plug for our newsletter, thebrinkofsanity.substack.com. Every issue of the newsletter, I do a stupid product of the day.
Yes.
And these things are selling. These aren't like products that haven't sold. And there's one coming up that is finger covers for Cheetos. So if you don't want to get your fingers
Well, that's
dirty,
not a bad idea, actually.
what?
does the
How is that
finger-
not a bad idea?
I have a question, Jay.
You have to
I
wash
might be
the Cheeto finger holders, just like
Well-
you have to wash your fingers.
Oh,
So
they're
you
not disposable?
do they repel? Maybe they repel the Cheeto, like the Cheeto powder.
You still have to have a pocket full of.
Right? Do you want to
Finger
split a pair?
covers.
Like maybe we can get a couple, and like if maybe they have a good deal, we both can get them. Jay, do you know where can we buy them?
There'll be a link. I
There'll be a
link
link
all.
to buy them?
I link all the bad products. Yes.
I mean, why do you put this under bad product? It seems like it works, right? You keep your hands not Cheeto covered.
I really hope you're messing with me.
Does it prevent you does it like repel ghosts also?
It probably blocks your fingerprints in case you want to touch something.
Yeah, maybe I should just make complete copies of existing products and put plus ghost detector afterwards.
That's where it's gonna go. Cheeto protector plus. Oh, I could pay if I pay an extra $5. This prevents ghosts from being in my house. This is great.
Mark would pay for an
Yeah.
ant spotter option 100%. Might repel that weirdo from Canada from hundreds of episodes ago. Oh, yeah, Steven.
So we have a listener that is now a ghost.
Steven
So,
is actually a real a ghost in real life.
He
now.
passed away a number of years ago, so he might be a ghost. He's doing a terrible job haunting Jay's life.
There must be some
Well, yeah, 'cause it's
border crossing issues with ghosts because he 100% would have haunted me if he was capable of doing that.
Wouldn't it suck if you're a ghost and there are people like, well, you still need your papers to get into the U.S. And you're like, where you just bring your papers from the regular world? I'm supposed to have.
I thought the borders are wide open. What do you mean I need papers?
Well, it's like Beetlejuice. Every time he tries to go haunt Jay, there's sandworms right outside his door, and he's stuck in the house.
Maybe in the afterlife, you're like, oh wow, in this afterlife, Trump really built all these walls. Shit.
Maybe the black mold was keeping you safe from it. Maybe black mold is bad for ghosts at the old place.
Could be.
I mean,
Could
actually,
be.
I think the black mold is actually creates ghosts.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
I thought the black mold was just dead ghosts.
But
Not
yeah,
dead again.
if there was a way for him to haunt me, he 100% would have figured it out by now.
Jay, have you thought about getting black mold plus? It keeps ghosts away.
Does your card game keep ghosts away?
Maybe I should add that.
Yeah, do you? I bet you don't have a single.
Can you change the font to ghost prevention?
I'm pretty sure your newsletter does not have a single subscriber that's a ghost, so hence it like protects people from ghosts. If
Mhm.
you listen, if you want to be protected from ghosts, sign up for Jay's newsletter. I would say 100% of people who subscribe so far have not encountered a ghost.
Jay, Mark, do you think there was a ghost in your backpack when you're doing the pull-ups?
That's why it felt a little heavier.
Maybe
I'm like,
Steven
this
haunted
is
you.
This is not 40 pounds. This is like only 50.
Yeah, maybe Steven got your address instead of mine.
Maybe,
Pulling
yeah.
down on me at the end.
Yeah.
Punching me in the back as I'm finishing. I'm gonna go to the store and return the backpack. I'm gonna be like, hey, this backpack is ineffective.
It hurt my back.
I'm sorry. What happened with the backpack? Is there like a hole? No hole. So what was the? It injured my back when I had weights in it. Sir, why would you have weights in a backpack? Well,
I read about this thing on TikTok, and one thing led to another.
you know what's funny? Jay was against TikTok. He was like, I don't want the Chinese government following me.
Mhm.
And now Jay's obsessed with TikTok. He's on it all the time.
No, that's not true at all.
You're on it all the time. Come on.
It's not true at all.
Anytime I go on there, I say, your friend Jay is on now also.
It's weird because TikTok is kind of smart because it just shows me these like hot Asian nurses dancing. And that's all it shows me.
I don't have a single hot Asian nurse in my feed.
I didn't even
They know
seek
Jay so well.
I didn't
Are
even
they
seek
ghosts?
it out. I didn't even seek it out. It just showed up in my feed. And I'm like, how did you know already? I haven't searched for a single thing yet.
Like they really like. Brian, have you gone on TikTok at all?
No, I've never been on it.
Okay, if you go on there for like an hour, within an hour, it'll have nailed everything you like in life.
I mean, a lot of the
that's scary.
sites are getting. TikTok is probably the best at that, but most of the sites try and do that.
I don't know. I've gone on YouTube Shorts and like there's some interesting stuff, but it's just random shit that like is no like. Where I go on TikTok, I'm like, yes, I want to see this. I want to see this video. I want to see this. Yeah. Like it's just like they know what you want.
Facebook is just desperate. I made a sarcastic comment about Jake Paul on some post, and my entire feed for the next like 3 weeks was all Jake Paul stuff, to the point where I had to hide. I had to mute like all Jake Paul notices on my feed.
Well, I don't think young people go on Facebook. Like, I feel like Facebook. I mean, I guess they have Instagram, where I think young people do go on. And I think
There's more
Facebook
like
will-
my Facebook is just like add. Oh, you like this? Oh, you want this? And it's just like follow. And I don't even know what the hell it is. It's for like restaurants halfway across the country that I've never heard of, places I've never been. And stuff.
It's almost 100% either groups I don't follow or ads, and then I'll
Yeah.
get an actual notification on the app and said you haven't interacted with your friends in a while. I'm like, because you haven't showed me shit in like a month.
I'll get one like scrolling. It'll be like one like music post about like a band, and I'll read it, and then like the next 40 things are like, oh, the Grunge Diaries, Alice in Chains this, and Soundgarden that, and it's like I didn't even read the whole thing.
Yeah, if you they know if you pause on it, that's
Yeah.
how bad it's gotten.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that Facebook, like in 20 years from now, will be like much. I mean, Instagram and something else will just take over your life. But like,
And then the reels is just like it's all just chicks with huge tits acting like the before sex scenes in pornos, and it's like it's just some chick with big tits walking down the aisle.
Bryce acting like he's not like. Okay, I'll look. I mean, like, if you're gonna show it, I mean.
I'm sorry, I watched it 29 times, but I don't know why it's still coming up in my feed here. But it's just like they don't even make
I do
sense.
find funny on like TikTok. There'll be something of like some hot chick with like her boobs out, like just like cleavage and like dancing around, and then like the video will be like 30 seconds long, and then in the comments people will say like, "I'm on season 27 of this episode of the show."
That's funny.
Anyway, by the way, what do you think is the dumbest thing to hijack?
A cruise ship.
That's pretty dumb, I guess I was thinking like you're gonna hijack something. You hijack an airplane, I guess. It gets you somewhere. You hijack a car. Someone takes someone's car. You get somewhere.
Yeah.
A cruise ship, I guess you're still in the middle of the ocean. Why would you hijack a bus?
You've never seen the movie Speed?
That's the only reason I could think of. That's literally the only reason I could think of. One person was killed today or yesterday in a bus hijacking in Los Angeles. I am just wondering what the guy hijacking the bus, was he just like, you have to go, like, did he like try to relive the movie, like, not relive, did he try to live the movie Speed?
He probably just didn't want to pay the fare. That's all.
Like, he takes out his gun. Okay, I'm commandeering this bus. Okay, but we still have to make the rest of our stops.
That's like Kramer and Seinfeld. You kept making the stops. Well, they kept ringing the bell.
But yeah, I was just like, when are you gonna, like, you're really getting anywhere on a bus?
Andrew said someone's shoes.
Someone's shoes?
Yeah, hijacking.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Do those, yeah.
a bus is probably, I don't know, that might even be dumber than a cruise ship, because at least you could stay out in international waters. With a bus, if you get chased,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
like,
train is probably stupid because you're not going anywhere. You're on a train.
train might be stupider.
Turn
Yeah.
left. We can't.
Yeah, I mean, train, it's like, oh, I wonder where that's going to go.
Yeah. Oh, they'll never find me.
There's just
How did
4,000
they
cops
know
waiting
where
at the
we were
next stop.
going?
Yeah, I guess train would be the dumbest, but bus is up there. Like, you
Maybe
can't make a
two-person
turn
bike.
more than like 30 miles an hour.
Maybe hijacking a 2-person bike. That'd be pretty bad.
I mean, you could still
Pick up the slack in the back.
you could still ride it with one person, but it is bad.
Or you make the other person ride anyway. You're like, come on.
Considering there's about 7 left on Earth, it's probably pretty easily identifiable. I was trying to get one for my podcast back in the day. We couldn't find one cheap enough.
2-person bike.
We were trying to get a 4-person bike because we had like puppets on the show, so we wanted to have like the puppets in the middle.
I think they're like a. I remember my wife went on like a bachelorette party in some other town, and like they had like, it was like a big thing to rent like a multi-person like bike and get drunk.
Now they make all that shit.
And I think it was Nashville.
Is that the one where it's like a circle, like everyone sits in?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I've
exactly.
seen those. Yeah. No, I was talking about like a straight line bike. I think those look funnier.
Would you ever like have someone on a motorcycle and you sit in the car next to it? You know, you used to see those things where like the person would sit on the
Side-
smaller car.
That would definitely depend on who's driving.
I was like, was that ever a thing? Were people actually sitting on like a thing next to the bike?
I think they were. Yeah, I mean, it was in like every movie in the
Yeah.
50s, right?
But I feel like I only
It-
saw that in like cartoons. I don't remember if I saw that in like real life.
I feel like there was a bunch of black and white movies. Bri, I think we're losing you.
Bri, you there, Bri?
Yeah, it's
Your
got some of the internet's unstable.
yeah, your video's moving at like 3 frames per second.
Yeah, Bri. Are you do you using Jay's ghost repellent? Because that will prevent you from your
Andrew's
That
been
will
in a
prove you're
side.
not
Andrew's been in a sidecar.
Oh, okay. That's the word sidecar, by the way.
Sidecar, yeah.
I also, by the way, today I found that Jay might have been right about something.
I'm right about a lot of stuff, as we've proven when you try and fact check me every time I say anything.
Okay, I am trying to give Jay a compliment, and he's just throwing out shots.
It was kind of like one of those negs. Where like
No, I said Jay was right about something.
after
I was gonna say that
400
Jay's right about it.
episodes, Jay was finally right about something.
Jay's like, thank you for that compliment. I'm gonna come off the top rope with an elbow.
Did Jay say that doing pull-ups with a backpack was a bad idea?
Yeah, I was like, no, you're wrong. I see my neighbors do this all the time. So Jay has said that I am a slow. He thinks I am a slow walker because I guess Jay thinks because of how long I think I have described it takes me to walk 2 miles from the train to my house. Jay thinks I'm a slower walker, and because of my back injury, I am going on walks every morning. I used to go on runs. I have to go on walks, and walking is good for your back. Anyway, I'm walking today, and I see behind me, a little bit, maybe like 20, 30 yards back, a woman around 112 years old.
I know where this story's going already.
She's she's going at like a nice little pace. It's gonna be weird if we're like at like neck and neck walking.
Were you at the mall?
I was just outside this
Okay.
morning, like 8 in the morning. At some point, she just like kind of blew past me. Just blew past me. The skin on her face is like dying off. She's so old, but she's just blew past me. And then you see the person like in front of you, and you're like trying to keep up, but they're going off in the distance, further distance because I'm walking so goddamn slow. I'm probably walking a little slower because of the injury, but man, she was like an Olympian. Like it's for the over 100 category, she probably had the gold medal.
She probably.
I am not secure enough in my masculinity to admit that would happen to me if that happened to me.
Oh, yeah, well, sometimes when old women are faster than you, you gotta admit it.
That's one of those going to the grave with me.
I was like, wow, she's really old. Jay's right. I'm a slow walker.
It sounds like she walks almost as fast as me. Not quite, but almost.
No one has your super speed.
I'm a pretty fast walker. Everybody hates walking with me because I just barrel down the street.
Same.
Have you thought, Jay, to your newsletter, adding a comic? Maybe like the like calling the character like a superhero character called Almost Flash, where he just walks everywhere kind of fast.
Oh, I thought you meant like a stand-up comic.
Is your new idea for me to
comic strip?
Is your new idea for me to learn animation?
I was just thinking that Jay has like a superpower, his ability to walk places.
Every idea Mark has is like, Jay, why don't you learn this new skill and then do it?
Wouldn't it be great? Like you have a character like the bank is being robbed. They're like, Super Jay, could you come rescue us? And you're walking over. They're like, the guy's gonna get away. Could you fucking just run over there? I'm walking at a brisk pace. Leave me alone. I'm gonna save the day.
My arch nemesis is worst advice guy, and it's a guy who just keeps telling me things that require me to spend 100 hours learning a new skill.
Like, Jay, have you thought about getting into painting?
Jay walks into the bank and says, "Hey, could you guys just not rob this bank?"
Have you thought about making your bank not robbable? My next idea for Jay is, hey, you know what would be better for your newsletter and make it really catch on? Instead of typing it out, do it in calligraphy.
Hand drawn and then scan it in. People will be impressed.
This is actually the most beautiful newsletter ever made.
Andrew says, I know your standard walking speed is fast, but do you have a little boost in reserve for a fast finish or overtake?
Can you, if you really have to catch someone, can you use one of Bry's farts to get you there?
So yes, I do have a little reserve because I was catching up to somebody the other day, but slowly, And then you get to that point where you're like almost walking next to
you
them. So then I had to use
trying-
my little reserve boost to like get far enough ahead where it wasn't awkward.
Were you trying to catch up with them?
No,
Or
it was
like-
just I was just walking my normal speed, but this person was walking, I guess, above average, but not to my speedy abilities.
I bet it was the same old person that's passed me today.
Then it's awkward when you're trying to pass them.
Yeah. So I was passing, but not
They're like, where
quick
did you
enough.
come from?
So I had
Jay
to.
just throws her to the road.
I had checked them a
Fuck
little
out my
bit.
way.
I gave him a little check right into traffic. Problem solved.
You just tell them you're a ghost.
And now you're a ghost. Check.
What if as you were passing her, she increases her speed and suddenly she just won't let you pass?
We're at a standoff.
Like
Yeah.
you're on the highway. Walking rage.
Yeah, just neck and neck with you the whole time. You're like, this is getting really awkward. Could you just slow the hell down?
My dad had a standoff like that driving to a bridge, and the guy was trying to pass him, and my dad wasn't letting him like cut in.
Yeah.
The guy didn't make it.
The guy crashed.
He went like over the ledge.
Holy your dad saw this? Your dad murdered someone?
The guy murdered himself by being a dick. But yeah,
So Jay's dad murdered someone. This is what a revelation for the show.
Is your dad Ted Kennedy?
he doesn't have brain worms though.
No, Ted Kennedy.
Ted
Ted
Kennedy.
Quinn.
Oh,
That was Robert Kennedy you're thinking of.
I get all the Kennedys mixed up. Each one of them has something.
Yes, each one of them had their own little adventure.
Andrew
So
just
anyway,
wrote,
does your
sorry,
dad-
what the hell?
I have a question. Does your dad every year, like, does he hit like say a prayer on the day that he murdered that guy?
He
Like,
goes,
any
he
kind of
rolls down
remembrance?
his window and he sticks his arm out with a lighter and he just lights it.
Did your dad stop to find out what happened with the guy?
No.
Did your dad just shout "sucker"?
I mean, what are you gonna do? The guy's at the bottom of the river at that point.
Did your dad say you should not drive over the ledge?
have you tried driving not in the water, upside down?
I was on the highway last weekend, I think it was, and it was at nighttime. I was driving my son back from like an event, and on the other side of the street, or other side of the highway, there was a car in just huge flames. And I was like, I guess there's nothing I can do besides just keep driving.
Yeah, what else?
I
you gonna do?
can't really pull over to the other side of the road. I'm like, other people on the road will call someone else here will call 911. But
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
not
seen
like
a
you're
car in
opposing
such
the
high
car.
flames.
You pull over, take out your water bottle, sprinkle it on top. Be like, well, that's all I
Listen,
got.
I have to go to the bathroom anyway. I can probably take out part of this.
You should have went over with like marshmallows.
I can refill this water bottle. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Sir, are you okay inside that flaming vehicle? Do you need help?
Scream in agony once for yes or twice for no.
Is it okay if I capture this for my Ring camera? I can win money.
Andrew said you should have done what everyone else does: get out your phone and not help at all. Very true.
Have you guys seen the movie Civil War?
No, never heard of it.
You know what I'm
Well, are you talking
about?
about Captain America?
No. There was a movie that came out last year. It's on HBO now. I tried watching it last year, like last night. I tried watching a little bit. It's called Civil War, and it's about the U.S. being at civil war.
Oh, don't
Um,
spoil who wins.
Anyway, so the movie. This is terrible. Can I spoil this movie for you?
South
Sure.
shall rise again.
So the movie itself, and this is I knew going in. They don't explain what the actual like conflict is. They try to say apolitical. They don't want you to know why the Civil War is going on. But there's resistances in California, Texas, Florida, and the U.S. is in a major war.
Mm-hmm.
And like the main characters are just journalists who are covering the war. And basically, all they're doing is they're going places where like fighting is going on and taking pictures as people are like being like murdered. So they have lots of scenes where like someone's being lit on fire, and so they're just taking a picture and then walking away. I'm like, you couldn't like just be like, hey, don't kill this person.
So it's not the real Civil War?
No, it's a modern day Civil War.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry for not being clear on that.
Ah.
Yeah, I was like, where are they getting cameras from? That's not
Oh, it's
historically
like
accurate.
California wasn't in the Civil War.
Yes. It's supposed to be a modern day Civil War. It's like the U.S. is in Civil War, and everything is like these photojournalists are like covering.
Oh,
I don't know what happened after the first 20 minutes of the movie, but I was just like, they just keep going places, seeing people get murdered and taking pictures. Is this really the movie?
sounds not good. I'm gonna pass on that one.
Yeah.
Like and like on Rotten Tomatoes, it gets good reviews. Like you look, there's a bunch of 5-star reviews, and every once in a while, there's a 1-star review being people are like, I can't believe this is really the movie. Like I don't think the 5-star reviews are real. People are like, this is so boring. They're just taking pictures of people getting murdered. I don't get it.
I watched a lot of movies in the last 2 weeks because I realized I thought I canceled Paramount in March and it didn't go through, so I canceled it for
By the
real.
way, just to be fair, Jay watches all these movies during work. Go on.
I do not. So I canceled it for real, and they like, you have 9 days left. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch as much as I can to try and get my 6 months worth of money's worth. And
I'm gonna eat this entire buffet to get my value.
it's amazing how many movies get like 4.5 stars that are just complete shit, and you're like, these can't be real people giving these reviews.
What are some of the highlights of things you've seen?
Quiet Place Day One.
Is that not the original Quiet Place movie?
That's the prequel movie. Yeah, technically the third one that was made, but it's the day.
I never
it
saw
happens.
Quiet Place. Is Quiet Place a good movie?
Quiet Place is good.
Okay.
Quiet Place Day One's complete shit, and it got so many good reviews.
Okay. Because usually when they make a horror movie, the third one's the best one. When they keep making the sequels, it gets better.
Nightmare on Elm
Go
Street, arguably the best one.
What
Dream,
the third one?
yeah, Dream Warriors.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have nostalgia for that,
But yeah, what else did I watch? I watched It Follows. It was mostly horror movies, by the way. The Ruins. I watched the first two Rambo movies.
Any movies anyone's heard of?
nope.
Smile.
She was like, "Oh, I saw this movie. It's a Polish horror movie about rape. Anyway, it was really good."
Smile. Have you heard of that one?
Was Smile good?
No,
Never heard.
no.
It had a great ad campaign.
Yeah,
Because it was like a very creepy Smiles.
yeah.
And they it was, I remember, like, it was around the playoffs, so they had people in the background, like behind the batter with the big smiles on. So it was like a really perfectly placed like smile ad.
Yeah, no, the movie wasn't very good. It Follows was good, but I feel like they wrote 3 endings and then filmed them all and then put them all at the end of the movie and then said, you as the viewer get to pick which one actually happened. And that pissed me off.
They literally did that, or
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah, no, they did that.
I wish Game of Thrones did that.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have picked the Bran ending. Although, in the books, Bran turned into a tree. So that might have been worse.
So, Bri, do you know that Jay is now an elected official?
No.
Yes. Jay, tell us about your move into the politics.
That was a smooth segue.
I thought I was just bored of this topic. I want to move on.
I was going to talk about TV, but that's okay.
Talk about TV, Bri. Okay, fine. Jay, we're not going to hear about your politics.
That's fine.
Jay, Bri, what's going on with TV?
Oh, I was just going to. I re-signed up for Netflix finally, and I've been rewatching the Fox version of Arrested Development, the first 3 seasons.
Those are good.
And yeah, I just like. I mean, I remember most of the. I've seen most of the episodes. There's a few I don't think I ever saw first or second season, but like lost in. I just like lost in all of like the like creativity of the show and like the wordplay and how smart and funny it was. Like it's a dark show.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of dark topics that I kind of just don't remember.
It was like,
I mean, I remember like thematically, I remember, but not specifically like how'd they get away with some of that stuff? Like
pretty
I'm
dark
surprised
humor.
nobody.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody from that show really took any hits.
If you do it like a funny, if you make, you know what it is? If you make people laugh, you could say whatever. You could joke about whatever as long as people.
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, there was like so much like incest stuff and like.
You make people laugh. It's like,
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
It's just dark. Like I mean, just like all the Saddam Hussein stuff. Like, And
Anyways,
and I'll
next-
say this: I don't think David Cross gets enough credit for
He
playing
was so
Tobias.
good.
I mean, that was an amazing character that he did. I mean,
He's popping in a lot of shows now as like a serious actor. I think the last 2 shows I watched, he was in.
yeah.
What was he in this, as a serious actor? I don't think I've seen anything with him being serious.
He was in the last season of Umbrella Academy.
Oh, okay. So, has anyone else seen that show?
It was I thought it was pretty popular.
Okay, so Jay's might have made up a show. Go on.
What did I watch after? Oh, the new Justified.
Oh, is he on? He's on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was in like 2 episodes of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't make it through that, but which wasn't bad. I don't know why I didn't stick with it, but I could go back to it.
Yeah.
Tune in next week to find out what other show Bri has gone back and watched and been outraged by.
I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to get my wife to watch The Sopranos because she never watched it, and I watched the David Chase documentary. So we watched a couple of the episodes.
What do you think of the documentary? I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
It gave me a lot of nostalgia. I kind of want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she never watched it, so I was like, why don't we start watching it? And like, we have such opposite schedules that we can never find time to sit down for like an hour.
I think the federal government should like. I think if you're our age and you have not watched The Sopranos, you should be allowed medical leave for 2 weeks to finish watching that show. That is such a good. I cannot believe the people have not watched that show.
And also, like, I didn't start watching it until the middle of season 3 because we never had HBO, and we just got it like because they fucked up our cable, so they gave us HBO. So
I guess I'm not gonna find out what happens.
I bought season 1 and 2 on DVD. Binge watched them in like a week, so I don't even really remember. It just went in 1 ear out the other. I don't really remember it, so it's nice to kind of watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember I binged the first season in like a very short period of time. I could totally go back and watch, and like I've probably forgotten most of it.
Yeah, I had HBO, but I don't think I watched right away. But I think they re-aired the whole first season right before the second season, so that's when I did it too.
Yeah,
but the documentary was pretty good. I thought it was.
Yeah, it was.
If you like The Sopranos, which is like a good revisiting.
Jay, did you ever watch the Jim Henson one?
Not yet. I've been trying to watch everything on Paramount, but it expires today, so I'll get to other stuff.
I kind of want to just give Jay like an extra month of Paramount. It's only like $7, and then Jay's gonna be like, "Oh shit!" and I can watch more Paramount.
It went up to like $13.
Just pay for the year. That's what I paid for the year because I wanted to watch one thing, and I don't think I've put it on since.
Hey, I didn't get to the third Rambo movie. I kind of want to watch that.
Okay. $13 with commercials or without commercials? $13.
Without.
Okay. Because I was gonna say with commercials, usually like $6.
I mean, I got it as an add-on to Amazon, which puts commercials on everything. Paramount even had commercials because that's just what Amazon does.
It's all such bullshit now. Everything's with ads, without ads. Like the whole point of it was to not have ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally everything you pay for, and like Amazon was supposed to be like, oh, you get this also. We're like with ads. You get everything with ads.
And then every movie I want to watch, I have to pay for. But we don't need to rehash that again.
Right. Amazon's like, we have 10,000 movies, 9,900 of them are from 1960 or before.
Yeah.
They have a couple good shows, but like The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay, okay, tell us about your. So you were Mr. Brink of Sanity. Are you running for president again, Jay?
I am not running for president this year.
You could, if you run for president, you could use your newsletter to promote your campaign.
Jay, if you don't want to talk about this, I have one other thing I could bring up to stall.
All right. I want to hear Bry's thing.
Brian may never be back on the show. We never know.
Yeah, exactly. We got to get all Bry's stuff.
Brian, maybe you want to rant about anyone you just don't.
No,
like
I don't have
anymore.
any rants. But do you guys remember my brief Cypress Hill phase?
Yes.
I've got a new one
Was this
brewing.
recent?
It was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah, I kind of.
Yeah, remember?
You weren't on the show.
Yeah, you weren't on the show, but Bry played the game where I had to guess what band he was listening to.
And he guessed it.
I listened to the episode. Yeah.
I got a new one brewing.
Okay.
The Wu-Tang Clan.
I guess we don't have to guess the band.
Oh, it's not worth guessing. But I'm in sort of a Wu-Tang Clan phase now.
Okay, so if someone said to you, "What song should I listen to listen, like what Wu-Tang song? What song should they listen to? Which ones do you listen to the most right now?"
The song I listen to the most, and I think it's like my new like if I had walk-up music for my life, it would be that. It's "Bring the Ruckus."
Okay, it's a good one.
Stay tuned as 40-year-old white guys discover rap music from the 90s.
I don't know why I downloaded it because I had Cream on my I had downloaded
Did
Cream.
you know cash rules everything around us?
And then I just like, why don't I have the album? And I started listening to the album, and I was like, why am I keep listening to this album like nonstop for like 2 weeks?
It's funny
I
because
like how you didn't go with any deep cuts there. You're like, it's the most popular songs by them.
Well, like I heard it on the radio, and I was like, oh, I like that song. I would like download it, and then I was like, why didn't I just get the rest of the album?
I mean, they obviously are very good. So
that's funny because today I was listening to a Tribe Called Quest, which I
yeah.
I was listening to Tribe the other day. I was like, there's a line about eight. I think the song was like 8 million stories. There's a line about on top of things, Starks got ejected.
I didn't get up to that yet. You know me, I have to start from like their first album and go all the way through. So.
All right, Jay, now you can talk about your role in public office.
Oh, so yeah, I ran for the board of the co-op I live in. So
you actually ran? It was like
yeah, so
That's how they should settle it, basically. They were like, whoever makes it down the block first gets the job.
Well, the thing is, they have elections, but the elections don't count unless there's a quorum, meaning like more than half of the apartments vote. And they hadn't had a quorum in like 15 years or something. So I said, fine, I'll run whatever. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to have a quorum.
Oh, you need one more person you need enough people on the board to like do anything.
You need more than half the apartments in the building to vote, or none of the votes count.
Okay. What did you running for the board have to do with getting quorum?
Because if I get 100 votes, but not more than half of the apartments vote, then none of the votes count.
Oh no, I thought you were saying that you running somehow helped with quorum.
No, did not say that at all.
Okay. Do you plan? Okay, are you planning any type of sex scandal as part of the?
What made you want to do it?
I just felt like there was
mismanagement.
There's a lot going on, and I felt like maybe I can help with move things along.
Jay wants to. He's like, there's too much desegregation going on in our building.
You got to close the border, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Jay
yeah.
runs on like the issues that Trump are running on. He's like, we're gonna have tariffs in the building.
Did you run on a
build a wall around it? No more Haitians allowed in the building.
So yeah, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna run, but there's not gonna be a quorum, so it doesn't really matter. But then they're like, there's an annual meeting, and you're gonna have to like give like an introduction. So giving public speeches in front of a lot of people is really good for my anxiety. So that was fun. That was a fun.
Have you tried not having anxiety?
Yeah. So they invited everyone in the building to go out into the
one of your favorite things.
Yeah. And
can you give your speech now?
No.
Come on, Brian. Don't you want to hear the speech that Jay gave to win this?
Kinda.
Yeah. Aren't you? I'm dying to hear what Jay gave for his speech.
It was like 90 seconds. It was just introducing myself.
Okay, I think we have 9 seconds to go on the show, so please. Come on.
I just said, my name is Jason. I live on the 4th floor on the east side of the could you just sit up straight when you're saying this? Do you want me to dress up like I did for the speech?
If you don't mind, we'll wait.
Okay, let me go get changed. You guys can talk about baseball.
Just do the speech as if pretend we're the board. Just do the speech as is.
Why?
Can you put the speech in your newsletter?
4-7 years.
Great moments in Brink history. Jay gives a speech for all times. Look out, Gettysburg Address. Jay introduced himself to a bunch of old people that live in his building.
Jay, this is gold for your newsletter. Come on, do the speech.
I mean, I'm going to run out of stories for my newsletter at some point, so I might have to start putting stuff like this in.
This should be in for Friday. Come on. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, it was just, I introduced myself. I said what I did for work. I said what my wife did for work. And I just said, I love the community. I love the building. I want to do what I can to make this as great a place to live for everybody. And I appreciate your vote. And that's it. And
did you use a group in particular to like say like we're gonna keep this group out?
I said we're gonna drain the swamp. I said no more brown people.
Are you gonna kick all the Jews out?
I said I see this is mostly a white audience. We're gonna keep it that way. And everyone's like, hell yeah.
So what's your
It's like this.
what's your
I'm
position?
Jay. I'm an accountant. This is my wife. She's a nurse. Anyway, no more Jews. 4 more years. Come on.
Exactly. What'd you say, Bri?
What's your position?
Oh, it's
Title, whatever.
director.
Missionary.
Director.
Director. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you do this just to get like a better parking spot, or?
I mean, it does seem to come with good parking spots.
Oh, you actually get like a benefit.
It's not official, but I feel like all the board members do happen to have good parking spots. I mean, it could just be a coincidence.
So if I come to visit you, Jay,
Mhm.
will there be any place for me to park my car since I'm visiting an executive?
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I could
Is
pull
that
some
like a
Do
no?
strings.
you guys have electric EV chargers there?
No, the building next door does. We don't have any.
Electric what?
Well, you got to get on that. Then I'll come visit.
Electric
EV
vehicle
chargers.
chargers.
What about does your building have are you going to start peddling drugs through your executive office?
Is
Are
this
you going to kick all the ghosts out?
Are you going to I am Jay. This is my wife Kat. Anyway, if you elect me, I will ban ghosts from this building. It'll be ghost free.
Andrew
Are you
said?
replacing all the Ring doorbells with the Ring Doorbell Plus?
Andrew said, "Were there any
Listen.
strangers lurking on shed roofs close by?"
Listen, I know the building next door does not have me, and the building next door has all the Haitian migrant ghosts. They're all next door.
They're eating our cats.
Jay, by the way, where's your Trump impression?
When I run for re-election, I'm definitely going to have them check on the roofs close by.
Okay, so right when Trump left office,
Do you
Jay
want
was
me to
like-
be on the roof, Jay?
Right when Trump left office last time, Jay's like, I have a killer Trump impression. I don't know why I never did it on the show. You're not gonna do your Trump impression, Jay?
I have to get into it. Let me
Come on, get into it.
next episode.
Oh my God.
So anyway, yeah. So I'm on the board now, and it's a 3-year term. So
Ooh, that's quite a commitment.
we'll see if I regret this decision or not.
Did you say make the building great again?
Well, I was actually going to start doing all that kind of stuff, but there's so much going on in this building right now. I feel like people are going to now be mad at me. Like the sewer pipe broke.
Are they eating pets?
They're like rerouting like the gas pipe and the water pipes, and the entrance to my side of the building is closed, and I feel like now I'm gonna get yelled at for all this stuff when it's like the town's like construction job.
Did Jay volunteer to get like shit on?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna happen.
It was a close election between Jay and unopposed.
No, actually, I had to get out. I had to outvote a standing board member.
Oh.
Did you tell them about your game to get them to try to sign up, or?
I said,
Are you allowed to sell your game as part of these?
I said, listen, I'm running for
Part of the
election,
Hatch Act.
and if you don't want to vote for me, you could support my Kickstarter or subscribe to my free newsletter.
Jay was like, if you want to know my platform, I've posted my platform on brinkofsanity.substack.com. Just put your email address and I'll send you
It's free.
Platform.
It's a free registration. It takes 2 seconds.
my platform every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every week you'll get my platform.
Maybe if people start coming up to me with questions, I'll tell them to do that. They're like, what the hell? Would you rather sit there while your sibling watches silently while you have sex? Like, what is this?
Would you rather have your sewer pipe broken in the building or no heat?
Just make all building related. Would you rather? Would you rather have me as a board member
Or ghosts?
or ghosts?
Would you rather have ghosts or real burglaries?
So yeah, so I feel like this is like
Well, that's exciting.
this is the before part of the story where I'm still like, oh, this was cool. Stay tuned next week when everybody harasses me and knocks on my door at like midnight, where I'm like,
Naive Jay.
this is
You know
a
what? You'll be
terrible
great.
idea.
After you got elected, Jay's like, so where do I get the uniform? And they're like, what uniform? You're like, oh, damn it.
And
I
maybe I
just
should
did it for the uniform.
maybe I should wear a uniform to the board.
Go
meeting.
into the next meeting and say, all right, when do I start laundering money?
You should go to every meeting wearing medals around your chest, like around your neck.
I'll just add one each meeting until they say something.
Hold a giant trophy to every meeting.
Have your
says-
phone play. Have your phone play "Hail to the Chief" every time you walk in.
Just it says world's best director with a giant trophy. You'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry you don't have one.
No, you got to come in with a director's chair and like that big speaker thing,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jay,
and be like,
how much?
"Oh, I thought it was a movie director. I thought we were making a movie here."
Jay, how much money would the fans have to contribute to get you to wear a cape to the next meeting?
Well, I do have this this name card that says I'm kind of a big deal. So
That's not bad.
I
you,
might
you
just
have a desk, or you just be holding it up in the meeting.
I'll just hold it like this for the whole meeting.
Seriously, how much would it cost to get you to wear a cape?
I'm trying to think if I still have a cape.
I'm sure we can buy you a cape. So you have a cape, a big Superman-like cape, $100. Would you wear it to the meeting?
Because
You
I
gotta
had
wear it
one
the whole meeting.
for when I was Space Ghost.
Okay, would you wear the cape?
Yeah, now's the time to get a cape. It's Halloween season.
That
What
is
about a cape? Wear a cape and nothing else.
true. I thought this was the required attire for the meetings.
I'm wearing the cape. I mean, do you want me to wear it in the front?
I have cufflinks too. See,
So would you? How much would it cost? Like seriously, how much would it cost to get you to show up with a cape?
I'm taking this very seriously.
$150. $150.
No, I'm not gonna
And
wear
we
a cape.
pay your
to the
cable
meeting.
bill for a month for wearing a cape.
It won't because I'd have to buy the cape.
Okay, we donate the cape, you asshole. $500 for a cape.
I think I might finally cancel cable next month.
How are you gonna watch the Knicks?
The
Or do our podcast?
the
Are we
Goth
coming back? Are we starting the podcast again next week?
the Gotham app.
How much is the Gotham app?
$40 a month.
How much is cable?
A hell of a lot more than $40 a month.
$42 a month.
I
So
feel
you're
like
gonna cancel, but don't you have to pay for internet still, right?
yeah, but I feel like cable's like 80.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
for-
I'm gonna call and ask, but well, at first I want to test the Gotham app to make sure it actually works because I don't trust them.
Yeah, all the streaming
You
stuff.
can
I'm
get
like,
YouTube TV. It's like $73.
but they don't have the Knicks.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah.
They like
the only
black
ones
out
that
the
have-
local team, which it makes like if
Oh.
you get like NBA Pass, it'll black out the local team, and it's like, isn't that the whole point of the goddamn
Right.
pass?
Yeah,
So-
like I can't get I don't get SNY anymore. So if I get the MLB pass, then I think it blacks out the Mets. So
Yeah, the only reason I have cable is because I want to watch the Mets and the Knicks. It's just
Yeah.
easier just to have cable.
yeah, that's the only reason I have cable
Yeah.
too. But yeah, if the app works like on my TV, so I could watch it on the big screen.
I'm sure it works on your TV. It would have to work on your TV.
doesn't
It's fine.
Hulu Live
We'll see.
with
No.
Hulu Live TV have the Knicks?
The only one, I think Fubo TV has it.
Oh.
Yeah, Fubu has it. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
no,
see.
She
I'm
doesn't have, like,
surprised
They don't have like
the.
their own app that you could just pay for.
It's
well-
coming out next month finally.
Oh,
Yeah, but that one only has the It has the Knicks and the Yankees. Doesn't have the Mets on it.
oh.
Really, it doesn't have the Mets
No.
because they added like every New York team except the Mets, I guess.
But the Gotham is
I
that what you're
think
talking
it's
about?
Yeah, it's-
basically I think the Yankees and James Dolan like combined.
It's got like
Yeah,
Rangers,
couple-
Islanders, Nets, like pretty much every New York team except the Mets, I guess.
I'm pretty sure the Mets aren't on it. I mean, I could be wrong.
Okay,
I'm wrong about I was wrong about my walking speed, so I can be wrong about anything really.
true. Okay, well we had another thing, but
We have an email. You want to do an email at the end?
yeah, you had a whole thing about parents, but I feel like we're almost out of time.
I think we're out of time. We can do this on another episode.
Okay, well, Bri, you're gonna have to come back.
I will. I just last week got away from me, and then I had COVID, so I couldn't really. I'm actually not coughing as much tonight, so that's good.
Okay, all right. So
I was like, actually, this week I thought you were calling me about something else, and I'm just stuck on the show.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, episode 73 saw Jay introduce a soundboard with hipster douchebag quotes. Can we bring that back, please?"
Ooh,
That
That
is
sounds pretty good.
that is a blast from the past.
can you figure that out again, Jay?
Yeah, I don't know if I actually had a soundboard with it.
I imagine that you probably found it online.
Maybe. What would the new hipster douchebag quotes be? Because episode 73 was like
years ago?
13 years ago, yeah. So nothing on that soundboard is being used anymore. Now it would be like Riz, No Cap,
Yeah, it's all the shit my kids say.
Yeah. Your kids say Riz?
Yeah. All the kids do.
Okay.
No cap and what is it?
Glaze.
Yeah, they really say
Do your
what is
kids
that?
say glaze? Because they probably shouldn't be saying that.
What's glaze? I think I maybe heard them say that. There's also what's the one I'm thinking? Skippity toilet. Skippity toilet. Have you heard that one?
Skibbity? Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Glaze is like when you're like fawning over something, but the glaze part is kind of like you're jizzing all over it. So, probably if you have a
Yeah.
10-year-old
If
friend,
they're
should
saying
be
it, they're not going to listen to me about not saying it.
probably doesn't know the full context of it. Just
It's fine.
people are saying glaze. Yeah. I don't know what else would be added to that though.
Well, these the other two 40-year-olds on the show were really are. We could probably fill in and help you with this.
Okay, so I guess we'll do the next bit maybe next week. You guys
Sure,
available?
that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, we'll try and record again next week, and our next
We're
podcast.
coming back with Knicks though, right?
Yeah, we could do 2. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be playing pickleball, right?
Not for a while, or else my wife will kill me.
All right, so we can do 2 episodes.
We can figure it out. The Knicks, they're coming back. There's Knick basketball. Do you think this should be our last season of Knicks podcast?
I do, and I really hope they win the championship because.
Let's just make it our last season of the Knicks podcast.
Okay, that's fine. We'll put the pressure on them. We'll write to Brunson. We'll write to Hart.
Yeah, we're gonna assert the pressure. Like they have to win it this year, or else they've just disappointed us.
They're ruining a 600 episode legacy of the Knicks podcast because they're announcing they're retiring after the season and they need to retire on a championship.
We wanted to end the show in 2012 through 2013. You wouldn't let us.
All right, so yes, we'll be back for our final season next week, and maybe a Brink episode 2. Mark doesn't seem super confident about 2 episodes, but we'll see what we can do. And
Okay.
No reaction. So Mark's definitely only going to do 1 show next week.
Maybe 2 episodes in the same night. We'll see.
We're back to that shit again. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back soon. thebrinkofsanity.substack.com for the newsletter, and thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com is our email. Brinkofsanity3 on Twitter, and patreon.com/thebrinkofsanity if you want to support the show.
You mentioned your newsletter?
Literally, it was the first. You don't listen when I talk like ever, do you?
Okay, can I one last question? If fans want to come to your inauguration, where can they go?
Glad I stopped the song for that.
This is the end. Say goodbye. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
All right. So 2 is too much now, Mark.
I don't know. It's just disruptive in the household.
Pickleball isn't though.
Whatever. I'm not. Let's just see. Let's just see how it goes. Like maybe we'll do it. Maybe we won't. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Alright.
2 in one night seems like an obvious call. Or you know what? I'm up every night now between 2 and 4 a.m. If you want to do that, I can do whatever. It's between 2 and 4 a.m.
I'm usually up then too. So
See, Brian and I can both do the show, Jay. You should get worse sleep than I.
You guys should do a 2 a.m. cast.
I really am up fucking every night now between 2 and 4. I can't even like. Brian, how do you? Is there anything you've done to try to fix your sleep, Brian? And I know I have leg pain, so it's like it's different. But
Brian literally got a chip implanted into his neck.
it's true.
do you still use it?
Yeah, I use it. I mean,
Do you feel any better?
I mean, Yeah, I noticed a difference. Like the other night, I didn't turn it on, and I felt shitty all day. And even like last night, like I woke up at like 1:30 for various reasons, and when I got back in bed, I turned it off, and I felt shitty all day. So it does do something.
Okay. Okay. It felt better than like when you weren't doing it at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So what time do you usually wake up?
Usually one of the dogs is prancing around at like 4. That usually wakes me, but I usually fall back asleep for like an hour.
Okay. So I've been currently waking up around 1:30, then probably back to sleep by around 3:30, and then up again around 5.
Yeah, my biggest problem is like going to bed and falling asleep.
I can fall asleep. That's not the first time I can fall asleep. The second time
Yeah.
is harder. Dave, what time you been waking up? How's your sleep been?
It's,
Old man.
it's like every other day. I'll sleep great one day, and then the next day I toss and turn all night. So I never know what I'm gonna get. But I feel like I sleep good between 12 and 6.
I would kill right now. Sleep from 12 to 6. It'd be
I
amazing.
know, but it doesn't matter. I sleep 4 hours. I sleep 10 hours. Like I'm tired. So just always tired.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do
it's fun.
you have that syndrome, by the way?
No, Epstein Barr. No.
Yeah, you told us you didn't get it.
I had like it in my system from when I had it last year, but it was not active this time.
Okay.
So that's good. So maybe I'm just
All I can keep thinking of, I'm like, you have the Roseanne Barr syndrome, which I know, or the Jeffrey Epstein syndrome.
yeah. So I mean, the only other, I guess I'm just fat and tired.
The doctor's like, actually, the diagnosis is that you're just fat and tired.
Well,
I'm sorry. Yep, that's the diagnosis.
Why don't you just not be tired?
my doctor didn't want to say fat. He said I should try and relieve some abdominal pressure.
You know, if you don't put donuts in the abdominal, it'll have less pressure.
Yeah. So I got to work on the abdominal pressure.
Sorry, I can't stand.
Oh, Andrew said, why don't you guys just sleep longer?
Yeah.
He also said, Mark, be careful. You might injure yourself dodging questions about recording next week.
Wow. That was the.
Andrew, could you just stay on here and roast Mark for the next
Holy
15
shit,
minutes?
Andrew. That was amazing. That was great.
Andrew, you should be on the show.
How could you not have that part of the show? We stopped recording.
I know. Well, I didn't know Andrew was going to start roasting you. Or I would.
Andrew, that was the best line I've heard. I think that's the best. That is the best Mark themed joke ever for the show.
Oh, and you'll also be happy to know that if the game happens, I did throw in questions that have black beans and ants and a lot of show references into the game. So if the game does ever happen, you'll get a kick out of some of that stuff.
Yeah, and Andrew, I assume you're one of the subscribers. If you're reading along Jay's story of the story of the game, in today's episode, today's short narrative, I got a shout out. You used my name in it, and I can't wait till later on when you're like, anyway, so Mark told me to go fuck off about the game, so I had to do it myself.
I just stopped mentioning your name altogether. Like
I was like, he mentioned my name. It's really gonna go. This is gonna go get negative pretty fast.
you'll just, it's like Mark and I did this, Mark and I did that, and then like issue like 7 or so, it's just like I did this, I did that.
I did this. What happened to Mark? Yes, that's a really good question.
Yeah, I have it drafted up to like 12 already, I think.
Okay. I mean, I thought that's first two. Brian, did you subscribe?
Yeah, I did.
Did you read today's issue?
I read part of it. I didn't finish the whole thing.
It's like 3 paragraphs.
I know. I got it at work. It came in while I was at work, like while I was busy, so I started it and then I got distracted.
It's like a 4-minute read.
You know what they say? Have you seen things now? They always give you how long it's gonna take to read it.
Yeah.
Like they say, like the 5-minute read. You should add that, but every time, just do it like a random number.
I don't think I
12-minute
have
read.
control over that, but I'm ramping up the fake subscriber count at the beginning of each newsletter.
You can't put that in the minute read thing?
No, that's automated.
Just write it in.
I have no idea what it even says when you get it.
I don't think it says anything.
No.
No, there's nothing on it that says it. So it would be great if you just put it on there, like you're like 20-minute read, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
It's like 2 sentences.
Like this took me like, who's reading this? Like, is this like 20 minutes for disabled children?
When I make my shortest one ever, I'll do that. I'll be like, this one's a 30-minute read. It'll be like 3 sentences.
Just don't make a joke about it. Just every time put an absurd number. Just put a random number. It'd be great. Just add like little jokes to your thing. Like,
Well, I
427 subscribers. It's in today's issue, 12-minute read.
I want to see how long people take to catch on to the subscriber counts.
How are they gonna? They're not gonna catch on because they're
When it hits the millions or billions, I'm pretty sure they'll catch on.
Well, I think if you go that far.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm already in the tens of thousands. I think I'm hitting 100,000 in the next one I draft.
I think you should do it a little slower.
I mean, it starts off really slow. Like the first one is today's was like 27. Let's see what the next
I
one
think you
is.
should go up like slowly. Go up like 30, 50, like make a nice little rise. It looks like you actually might look legit.
But the joke's got to pay off at some point.
Yeah, when people think it's popular and they subscribe. I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, I don't. Who the hell knows?
like how
But,
slow am I supposed to go before it's just like an actual count?
37-minute reads.
Like, next issue says 72. That's still believable.
Yeah. Come on, add the minute read thing. It would be so funny.
Where? Just
40, just at the top, like it just says today's issue, 47-minute read.
anything else you want me to do for revising all the
I'm gonna
10?
add things every week.
Andrew said, I said 18 and I checked and I only had 15. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's going to get more and more ridiculous unless this newsletter actually blows up.
Andrew, you got to spread it around Australia.
Actually, no, when I said 18, it says 18 for me, but it says 15 for everybody else because it counts me and the 2 Mark subscribed with. So, like, I see it says 18, but it knows it's only 15. I don't know how, but it does. Well, I guess we're technically authors on the newsletter and also
I don't think
subscribed.
I agreed to that.
You did 2 years ago when we said we were going to do this. Actually,
I
it was
demand to be removed.
two and a half
Have you
years.
guys seen the RFK thing where he's he's suing to get himself off the ballot in battle states.
Yeah.
But he's suing to get himself on the ballot in non-battleground states.
Oh, I know. I didn't see that.
He's asking the Supreme Court to get himself back on the ballot in New York.
So he just wants to like manipulate the numbers.
Yeah, like flat out, just like leak piece of shit kind of thing.
Wow.
If he was just like, I want to be off all the ballots, I'm not running anymore. Fine. At least
Yeah,
there's some consistency there.
Yeah.
He's asking the Supreme Court to get himself on the New York ballot.
It's so sketchy.
So fucking sketchy.
If I didn't have a job, I would get on the New York ballot.
You had a job and you got on the New York ballot last time, didn't you? Or you got what? Or you registered Ron.
I registered, but to get on the ballot, you need 50,000 signatures in each state.
Oh.
So I could stand in Times Square for like a week and get 50,000 signatures. It's just the other 49 states would be the problem.
Yeah.
When I ran last time, I was seriously thinking like, how far do I want to take this joke? And I was really debating walking over to Times Square during lunch and getting signatures.
I've never noticed any random names on the ballot. Like,
Because nobody's fucking crazy enough to get 50,000 signatures if they have no like.
well, it'd be good like publicity stunt just to get on the ballot.
It would. You just see like
Mr. Beast is on the ballot, something like that.
you just see like Trump, Kamala, and like Jay.
I mean, they
Like-
have there are other parties on there. I'm gonna look for that. And I'm gonna when I go to vote, I'm gonna look see if anyone like any random. Everyone's also with a party usually.
Yeah, no, you'll see like probably like Jill Stein will probably get on like half the states. There'll probably be some other like independent party that's going to get on like half the states.
I saw some interview with Jill Stein, and so she was calling Netanyahu a war criminal. And this is not about Netanyahu, like Israel. But they're like, okay, well, what about Vladimir Putin? You think he's a war criminal? She was like, he may have committed crimes. It's hard to say. And they're like, you want to call Israel a war criminal, fine. You won't call Vladimir Putin a war criminal? And she was like just dodging the question. And there's like all these there's these rumors that she was taking money from Russia. And I was like, this is the sketchiest interview I've ever. It's just you won't call Vladimir Putin, like the easiest position to take in America, calling Vladimir Putin a war criminal.
She had a decent platform like 8 years ago, and I looked recently, and she went off the rails, and her platform is like batshit crazy now.
I think she's batshit crazy. I couldn't even believe this interview. It was like the interview was like shocking. They're like, you're not going to call Vladimir Putin a war criminal. Like there's nothing like the easiest position you could possibly take. And she's
Yeah.
just like changing the topic.
Yeah, no, she really like jumped the shark. She had something insane like a $30 an hour minimum wage or something like that. It was like, I mean, it doesn't even make sense.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, $25 an hour minimum wage.
I think a lot of places pay $25 an hour. Like
I mean, they could,
think-
but like you can't jump it
No, you
from
can't force it. I think,
$7 to $25. Like you can't.
I think if you got like minimum, I think a lot of a lot of jobs now pay like $20 an hour.
They do. But I'm just saying you can't.
Oh, you can't force. Yeah.
Well,
I was just saying, I
not
can't
that you
believe-
can't force. You can't jump it from 7 to 25 in one jump.
I'm just amazed that you get a job now at like starting at most places is like $20 an hour or higher. It's just based on like where it was when we were kids. Like
Yeah, I mean, it was like 5.
yeah, I remember getting like $6 an hour working at like Foot Locker.
On the other hand, like you could afford stuff with the $5 an hour.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it shouldn't be either. I'm just like wow. Like I'm like oh, I should get a job there.
Like I was able to get a 10-pack of tacos for $5, and now I could get like 2 tacos.
I can't believe how much I like getting like a meal at McDonald's costs a lot of money. I think.
Yeah, it's like at least $10.
Yeah, I fucking wouldn't pay $10 to eat at McDonald's.
No.
Not that I would pay. Not that I want to eat there anyway. But like $10 seems like a lot to eat poison.
Well, yeah, because you could go to like Outback has lunch specials where you can get like a huge Outback burger for like $11.
Do you know they sell real food for the same price?
Right, exactly. I mean, all you do is order ahead of time, and you go to pick it up. It's just as quick as the fast food places, and you can
Yeah,
get like.
all those places have that.
Yeah.
Andrew said he loves that tacos is always in my reference for inflation. I judge everything by the price of Taco Bell then and now. That's how I go by it.
Okay, I'm gonna go help with that time.
All right, thanks for joining everybody. I'm gonna shut the room down. Appreciate it. We'll be back next week, maybe for Nick.